Golvellius, Valley of Doom, released for the Sega Master System in 1988, is a fascinating blend of action, adventure, and exploration, often hailed as a hidden gem of the 8-bit era. With its unique mix of top-down and side-scrolling gameplay, it stands out in a crowded field of early RPG and action-adventure titles. At its core, Golvellius, Valley of Doom is an action-adventure game that follows the journey of a young hero named Kellisis, who sets out to rescue a kidnapped princess and stop the evil sorcerer Golvellius. What makes the game stand out is its combination of both top-down exploration and side-scrolling action. The top-down sections offer a vast, open world with multiple towns, dungeons, and villages to explore, while the side-scrolling segments provide more intense combat against a variety of enemies and bosses. The world is more than just a place to explore. It's packed with secrets, side quests, and NPCs that provide clues and guidance. You'll visit different towns where you can buy weapons, magic items, and health potions, making towns a critical part of your strategy for survival. As you journey, the map expands, and you unlock new areas, many of which are gated by your progress, requiring you to acquire new items or abilities to access them. For example, you might need a certain weapon to break through a specific barrier or a key to enter a particular dungeon. The sense of freedom in exploration is quite notable for the time. You can choose which dungeons to tackle, and in which order. And while there are certain essential paths to follow, the non-linearity offers a satisfying feeling of autonomy. While the map may look somewhat repetitive at first glance, the diversity of locations you encounter, such as forests, caves, mountains, and ruins, keeps the experience engaging. There's an element of discovery at play that rewards players who take the time to explore every nook and cranny of the game world. The game switches to a side-scrolling perspective when you enter specific dungeons or battle zones. Here, the gameplay shifts into more traditional action territory. Kellisis can engage in real-time sword combat against enemies, with simple but effective controls for attacking, dodging, and jumping. The sword slashes are fast and satisfying, giving players a good rhythm to learn and master, particularly as they face off against the various monster types. Combat can be challenging, especially when enemies come in swarms, or when you're up against one of the many intimidating bosses scattered throughout the game. Each enemy type has its own attack patterns, and learning how to avoid damage while landing your strikes is key to progression. The game gives you a variety of weapons and magic spells that help change up the combat, from basic swords to more powerful equipment like boomerangs and magical staffs. Magic spells, such as fireballs and lightning bolts, add another layer of strategy, allowing players to deal with large groups of enemies or tough bosses more effectively. The controls are simple but responsive, and the difficulty curve is balanced, though it can be tough at times. Combat, while straightforward, offers plenty of opportunities for strategy, especially as you acquire new weapons and items that help you face increasingly difficult foes. The dungeons, filled with hidden secrets and traps, require both action and puzzle solving, keeping players engaged throughout the experience. For an 8-bit title, the graphics in Golvellius, Valley of Doom are impressive, particularly the detailed environments and character sprites. The top-down overworld has a colourful, if somewhat repetitive, design, but it does a good job of creating a sense of scale and adventure. The side-scrolling segments are more basic, but still manage to convey the action clearly, with a good range of enemy designs and some memorable boss battles. The cutscenes, though minimal, do a decent job of pushing the story forward, and the environments are varied enough to keep things interesting. However, some areas can feel a bit repetitive due to the limited hardware of the Sega Master System. The music in Golvellius, Valley of Doom, is one of its standout features. The soundtrack, composed by Ryoji Yoshitomi, is catchy and atmospheric, with tunes that stick in your head long after you've put the controller down. From the eerie overworld theme to the intense battle music, the score does a great job of setting the tone for the game's adventure. The sound effects are serviceable, but not particularly remarkable. The sound of sword slashes and enemy deaths gets the job done without feeling too repetitive or jarring. The story in Golvellius, Valley of Doom, is fairly typical of the time. An evil sorcerer has kidnapped the princess, and it's up to the hero to save her and restore peace to the land. While it doesn't break new ground in terms of narrative, the game makes up for it with strong pacing and an engaging journey filled with interesting NPCs and side quests that help flesh out the world. Golvellius, Valley of Doom is a charming and solid action-adventure game with a lot to offer for fans of the genre. Its combination of exploration, action and puzzle solving is satisfying, and the variety in gameplay styles keeps things fresh. While it may not have the polish or ambition of some other RPGs from the same era, its catchy music, solid gameplay, and sense of adventure make it a title worth checking out for retro gaming enthusiasts. If you're looking for a fun, challenging adventure on the Sega Master System, Golvellius, Valley of Doom definitely deserves a spot on your list.